if you had to think, what would be 3 top Usher songs he has to do with the Super Bowl?
So I like old Usher. What is it? Nice and Slow. They call me USHER. And I don't know if he's gonna do that at the Super Bowl, but this is just my. So
okay,
I like Nice and Slow, and then I like is love? He does Love in This Club, right?
Yeah, In This Club. Oh my God.
Yeah, Love in This Club, and then I would say New Flame with Chris Brown, because when you seen that video when he does like the ticking part, yeah. I love that part so much. He was like, "There can be one, only you." Oh no, I just love that part.
You really just nailed that visually. Like, you just know that move. Like, why do you know it like that? Welcome to HSP, the Hood Sistas Podcast.
We are not from the hood. We are just sisters that talk about our sisterhood, family, culture, and all things in between. So, sister, how are you doing this new year?
Man, I'm great. Happy to be back speaking with you. It's been, a little bit of some time, us regrouping, getting things together for the new year. It's been cool, happy to be alive. Every day above is love. Yeah. How about you?
Amen. I'm doing good. Really taking it easy this new year. I feel like every time when the new year starts, I feel like I have to master 10,000 things as soon as January 1st hits. So this year I just took it slow and just worked on getting my routine together. So just gonna keep it up from there and here on out, and not put so many goals on myself this year. So just taking it slow.
What is one of your goals for this year?
One of my goals is just to be consistent, just show up and do what I say I'm going to do in routines and personal life, like just really getting myself together this year. So consistency. What about you?
I like that consistency. For me, one of my goals is to give a lot more than I ask for. I feel like when it comes to thinking abundantly, when you're pursuing things, sometimes it can make you feel like it's scarcity. So I can feel abundant, but if I need this person or that person or this thing to be accomplished and I can't get it to happen, I start to feel inadequate or that I don't have enough. But when you think abundantly, you think, well, here's what I have, and this is what I want to give. And it makes me feel limitless because I can wake up every day and think, who can I give to? So I want to make sure that I give something to someone every single day, whether it's a compliment, a financial contribution, an investment, because I feel like the more that I do that, the less I'll be thinking about the thing I'm waiting on. And I've done this before in my life and I fell off of it. And when I would do it, it's like God will give me what I asked for. And I'm like, I forgot all about it because I've been out here planting seeds and giving so much. So yeah, I just want to give as much as possible, like not worry about, because I know we can get caught up in, like we were talking the other day, wanting to get paid for your talent and your time and feeling deserving of it. But sometimes I'll call you and be like, hey, sis, I just got an opportunity. Someone just blessed me with a free X, Y, and Z, like what I just told you, I just got blessed with. So if I get excited when people bless me with free things or look out for me, I need to make sure I want to be that to someone else too. Because I call you a lot and tell you how much people pour into me. And I'm like, God keeps giving me people to give to me. And some people don't charge me or they do or whatever. And it's not all about money. But I was like, man, I need to be that blessing. So just being who people have been to me, to others. So I actually came up with that yesterday. It was kind of late in the year, January 14th. And happy birthday to Granddaddy. Random, January 13th, Granddaddy birthday just passed. So happy birthday, Granddaddy. But yes, giving, not to make that long-winded, that's one of my biggest goals. So giving and consistency.
That's beautiful.
Thank you. I think it does feel very like warm, right? And poetic. Like,
Yeah.
like I was like, I love the way that sounded. Like it just was like, oh, it touched me. So consistently giving. If I had to put ours together, 2024 mantra and goal is consistently giving. Because we're working on consistency and working on giving. And hopefully consistently give more HSP to our audience. Not hopefully, we will. We're going to be consistent.
Yes, that's part of our routine. So we're going to make sure we get these things out.
Yes, indeed. Yes, indeed. Okay, so we're jumping right into it. 1, 2, 3, what it is this week. It's been a
Mhm.
lot over the past few weeks. But we want to start with the Cat Williams. Did you watch the full Club Shay Shay interview?
I did watch the full interview, and that whole interview just had me rolling. The part that I keep just like saying on a regular basis is when he said, when Cat Williams said, "You have your natural allegiance to losers is unlike you." That had me so weak.
Oh my God, I didn't get to that part. So I watched a couple of clips. I started it while I was getting my hair done. I didn't get to finish it because it was a lot. It felt like a Drink Champs interview. And it was funny, but one of the parts that got me was when he was like, first he going off on everybody, Cedric, Steve, Ricky Smiley, Kevin Hart, and that he's an actor and all this money he makes and this net worth. I had no idea that I'm sorry, excuse me, Cat Williams had all that going on. So when he mentioned Friday After Next, and they talked about them having to do or suggesting a rape scene in the bathroom, and he was like, "Hey, I'm not for that." That he allegedly took Ricky Smiley's part, and he said, "How I take Ricky Smiley part when I wrote all my lines?" And I was like, "That makes a lot of sense. You can't take somebody part if they wrote the lines." And he was like, "The truth is that like basically saying that people like Steve Harvey and Ricky Smiley are just better at radio than acting." Like I think that what I was getting from him was that you have two types of actors, or several types, but two for this category. You might have like a Kevin Hart, who is an actor comedian, or a Tiffany Haddish, who's an actor comedian, or a Cat Williams. And then you might have a Steve Harvey. Steve Harvey is a host comedian. Ricky Smiley is a host comedian. And he was just saying that they just, it's two different worlds. Like you can't coexist over here. And so with, Ricky Smiley saying that, I came up under Steve Harvey and I was in this circuit. And the thing that really made me laugh the most was when he said, the only thing that Ricky Smiley can play is a woman. So when I wrote that script for that film, I told them that if I ever do a film with Ricky Smiley, he better be in a dress. And then when he asked Shay, "What did you see him in next time?" He said, "A dress." I was like, "You better address him."
Oh my gosh.
Yo, that had me weak because he was going off on that. He was like, "That's all he can ever play." And I was like, that is just like when you put Medea, he was like Tyler Perry, Ricky Smiley. I was like, come on, man. All y'all could do is play
Mm.
women. It was funny. I gotta go back and finish it because it was so long. Did you watch it in one whole setting, or did you like?
No,
Okay,
I had to break it up. So I
yes,
watched it like over the course of a few days.
okay, man. I don't know if he got something coming out soon, but it's man, Cat Williams, yes. But yeah, shout out to Club Shay Shay. That I do like his podcast. He has like a lot of different mixes of different people. I like this Chris
Mhm.
Brown too. But okay, who we got next? So who's the next one?
Up next for 1, 2, 3, what it is this week? Well, this is really last week, but John Morant is out for the season. And I was so upset because he literally just came back and then he got hurt. So now he's out for the season. I don't know if that means he's out for postseason too, if they go to the playoffs and stuff like that. But oh my gosh, I was like so sick. I know he's sick. Like he had so many games off and then he finally comes back and then he gets hurt and he's out for the season. Like, yeah, it's unfortunate. I hope his injury heals quickly and he's able to get back out there, but that's very unfortunate.
Yeah, it's like, and I don't want to claim this and put this over him, but it feels like it's like a dark cloud, from everything that went down with the situation with the blicky or whatever. And then you go from being suspended, so now you're being reprimanded for what you did. So now you got to face that. That's two things. And then you get back
Mm-hmm.
out and you killing it. And it's probably like,
Yeah.
yo, back on the court doing my thing. I'm putting up numbers. I'm like, and they weren't having a good season. And then when he came back, you know, he brought the team back or whatever. And then
Yeah.
now you get injured. It's like, man, like what is it's like God, I don't know, something's like trying to slow him down. You know, I don't know
Mhm.
what he has going on or the people, like I said, he has around him. Obviously, they can't affect him having an injury, but it's unfortunate. You know, selling healing energy to Ja Morant and his family. Because it was I didn't even see the injury. I don't know what it looked like or anything like that, but yeah, it's super unfortunate.
Yeah.
I was rooting for him because you know I'm hyped because Derrick Rose is down there. So I was just like, yo, like it's gonna be a good season. I'm like, I want to go see the Grizzlies play this year. That was one of my goals. I was like, I was gonna go to Memphis, watch a game, you know, see my favorite players, whatever. But I know I know hopefully this doesn't sound crazy. Like I'm praying for him, even though they're not the same player. I'm so happy that we still have Kyrie. And you know I love Kyrie too. So he's doing his thing out in Dallas, not getting in trouble, not making any noise. People ain't bothering him. And yeah, so but yeah, shout out to Ja Morant. It's so unfortunate for he comes back healthy, stronger, and postseason, like you said, to the playoffs.
Yep. Hopefully we'll see him in postseason, but that is unfortunate.
Yeah, super unfortunate. I was actually for our third topic gonna bring up Sebastian Telfair because he's had so much going on with Cameron and it is a Mace podcast. It is what it is, but I don't know. Like I feel like this Dave Chappelle thing is just a little bit funnier. So Dave Chappelle just released a new special. I think it was on Netflix, and you got to check it out if you haven't yet. But on the podcast, on a special, you know, he was like, tonight, I'm not gonna come for the transgenders because there's been so much backlash in the media, and I just don't want any issues with anybody or anything like that. So I just want to just do some, you know, I'm gonna go for somebody else. He said tonight I'm going for the handicap. And so he was like, I just want to be fair across the board or whatever. So he's like this. And he was like, so throughout the night, like in between his jokes, like he'll do something like, we don't like that joke. Like he'll take his hand out and just give kind of like the disabled arm. And it was random because he would just bring the arm up and say different things or whatever. So one of the jokes that really got me, he was talking about um Chris Rock attacking Will Smith and how that couldn't have been him. And he was like, he would have put hands on him. But then he was like, but it's crazy. He said, but you know what they say, everybody hates Chris. And so he went from that to talking about when someone tried to attack him. And he said that he pays his security. He said security should have put something, put bullet in him or something like that. He said, so he had another show and somebody tried to attack him. And he said, he went from the joke went from, you know, I don't know how to get the LGBTQ community correct because you got people I identify as a him or identify as a she. So that was the joke that he said prior to. He starts talking about the gun and he says, they grab the guy up and a gun falls out. He says, so security, they go pick up what had looked like a gun, but it was actually a knife. So when people would ask him, Chappelle, what was the issue? Like, what happened? Like, why did that guy attack you? Like, what was going on? Like, what was your synopsis of the event? He said, all I know is it was a gun, but it identified as a knife. And I was so weak. And so the crowd, and then he went and he was like, he said, and then he said, yeah, that was a good joke. He went to the handicap people, was like, yeah, that was a good one. He's not talking about us anymore. And it was like the way that, you know, I feel like Chappelle is such a good comedian because he's like, he takes the story and he builds it up and you can kind of see the narrative and how everything connects. But it was just so fun.
Mhm.
It's like it was a knife, but it identified as a gun. And then he was like, just like the LGBTQ people. And I was like, yo, this guy is hilarious. But like I said, he delivered the joke way better than me. So if it's not funny to y'all right now, it's okay. Because I'm not him. But yeah, you gotta check out the Chappelle stand-up.
Yeah, I gotta watch that. I haven't seen it yet, but I saw it had came out, but I haven't sat down to watch it all.
Yeah.
What we have up next? Let's get it off our breast. So, sis, how can we support you today?
Mm. Mine's is like a random mix. It's a lot about respecting people time and saying less. And I feel like they can go hand in hand. Like if I have something to do somewhere to be and you just talking and I'm trying to tell you I gotta go, say less because I'm really not trying to walk off on people because I see myself doing it and it just doesn't feel right. Like to just gently on somebody. But that's how I've been feeling lately. People showing up on time or communicating. I feel like sometimes when you're trying to meet with someone, if it's mutually important, I feel like you're going to feel a synergy between two people trying to make it happen. Now, there's sometimes we may fall short. It could be like you and me, for example. It could be like, hey, sis, you ready to get on the podcast? You might hit me first. I might not hit you. But if we don't come together, it's not going to happen. And sometimes I feel like I'm consistent in pursuing hitting up people. But then when it turns into like every day and we're not getting anywhere, it's like, do you respect my time? Do I want this more than you? Like, are you the person I'm supposed to be doing this with? And then really saying less and remembering who you share what with. Like I was sharing with you before we got on the Zoom. Like it you got to be careful with who you share your information with because once you share it, you really don't know what person you're giving it to and what they're going to do with it. And you can't miss silence. And I feel like we got to get better at practicing discernment and just understanding. Like one thing I don't like is when someone comes back and tells me something that I know that I didn't tell them. It's like, where's the code? Can we get back to, let me keep this between us? Like, I feel like it's just a lot of chatty patty going on right now. Can't nobody hold water. Everybody want to just talk. It's like, can't nobody keep things to themselves. And it's like, I feel like I don't like to be tight-lipped. We were on a FaceTime the other day, and I'm just like, yo, like, where your AirPods at? Like, or whatever, like with whoever. It doesn't matter. I just want more privacy when I'm speaking with who I'm speaking with, like just really feeling like I trust you. And it's hard to when you're talking to different people. It's just, I feel like everybody just lying. Like I just talk to people sometimes and I'm like, that's not what you just said. And I'm losing hope for humanity.
Losing hope for humanity is deep.
Yeah.
To touch on what you said, I heard something somewhere was like, if you are whoever you tell your business to, be comfortable with them telling two other people. So be comfortable with three people doing your business before you tell one person.
Damn. You gotta account for it if you want those two. Then you gotta account for it who you think their two people are. Because you could be wrong. It could be like, damn, you told him? You told her?
Yeah.
All right, that's a good rule of thumb. That's why I don't want to say nothing. You can't misquote silence. I know you are one person on this earth. When we keep stuff to ourselves, we keep it. Like I know, like everything is safe with you. It could be a hostage, a heist. Can't nobody get nothing out of you. But you the only, like literally, and I don't care who's watching this and know that you're the only person that like you are my plus one. So if you tell me your business, they know. You my plus one. So boy, mine's out right now. You make your own assumption. So she know all your business. Like
but they won't ever know because you ain't gonna ever, I'm not gonna ever tell it. That's one thing, like if you tell me something that's safe with me, but then you won't ever have to worry about me getting around that person and being like, oh, I don't know if she gonna say that I told them X, Y, and Z. It's just like, I'm gonna act like I don't know what's going on because that's not my business to tell your business or let you know that I know your business.
it's weird because how you walk up on somebody like say that you just got a raise and I'm not posting on. I'm like, hey, I just heard you got that raise. So you over here making 150,000. It's just like, ew, like who told you? You feel me? Like I wouldn't even know how to just deliver somebody that makes me feel uncomfortable. Telling somebody
Yeah.
something I know that I'm not supposed to know. That you bold.
Mhm.
You bold.
Right.
Like, I just oh God. But yeah, that's what I gotta get up off my brush. It's annoying. Like humanity. Just don't like talking to people for real.
So we can support you by not telling your business, basically, and
Yeah.
being respectful of your time.
Be respectful of my time, you know, properly vet your plus ones. Like some of the goofy stuff that I hear, I don't even talk or deal with anybody, but when I hear the things that come up, I'm like, they might as well go ahead and put me on the shade room in TMZ because why y'all need hobbies? I want the other way y'all can support me is find a hobby, find something to do and less to say. Find something to do and less to say. I don't want to hear nothing. I want to see. Show me what you're gonna do. Don't say it. So let's work on our senses and get better at let's look, show me. I want to see more. I don't want to hear nothing. I don't want to hear it. I want to see it. Cause that talking, people be talking in circles. I'm like, yo, it's January 15th. Yo.
All right, I'm gonna try to make it through my get it off your breast. I randomly got the hiccups.
Childish.
All right, so my get it off your breast is for people to make their own decisions. I do not like when people come to me wanting me to decide for them. Like, for example, if we're going, if you are deciding that you want to do something with your business, you're opening up, I don't know, a restaurant. Should I put chicken on my menu? Why are you asking me and you are opening up your this like you can't even decide what food item you want on your menu? I'm not opening this damn restaurant. Make your own decision. Like I'm so tired of thinking for other people. Like at the end of this point in time, I feel like I need to get paid for every thought that I have thought for someone else. Every decision that I've made for someone else, I need a percentage out of whatever company or idea that you freaking came up with because you can't even think for yourself. Why would I even trust you to open up your own business to go to your restaurant? You can't even decide what item you want on your menu. So how you can support me in this moment is to make your own decision. Think for yourself. Stop trying to get other people to decide and determine how you should run and operate on a day-to-day basis. I got enough thoughts circling my brain up here before myself. You think I want to think about what the hell you got going on?
Oh my God.
That's it.
I just want to snap for you because I just don't know what else to do. Like, I really do feel you. I think it's lazy because there's a lot of people that got gym memberships and the gym barely sees them, right? And I get it, right? Oh, it's too hard to make time to go get up and move my muscles. This muscle that's inside your skull doesn't go inside the gym and lift anything. This muscle is actually a very lazy, not a lazy muscle, but a very easy muscle to work. It doesn't require any physical labor. You could crack open a book, you can work on an instrument, you could do something to expand your mind. So when you say that you don't know if you want chicken on the menu, to me, it's like, wow, you're that lazy. You can't think for yourself. There's two groups of people that really can't think for themselves. There's babies and very old people. There's people that get paid for that. Nurse aides, RNs, consultants, psychologists, therapists. There's people out there. There's a profession. If you need someone to help you think, what you really should be doing is stop being cheap and go and pay somebody. And there's a person that can help you navigate your thoughts. Because what you're doing is you're trying to get this hood therapy or this hood consultation group. And it's because you don't want to think for yourself. So when when the situation doesn't fall through, you're gonna blame the person like, I shouldn't have listened to you. I ain't even want to give you advice. Like, you should have listened to me. I ain't even want to like, what? I ain't even want to advise you. Oh, you irking. You know what I'm saying? So then if it pops off, yeah, you gonna take all the credit. So you're gonna take all the credit if it pops off, but if it falls apart, you're gonna blame. So no, we need to start thinking for ourselves. It's a very easy thing to do if you set some time apart to journal, to meditate. The problem is the reason why people don't want to think for themselves is because they don't meditate. So let's say you're the person that don't meditate, I meditate. And you like, should I put chicken on my menu? You gonna ask me because you know I got free storage space. I got an empty iPhone. You used all your gigs and your data. For people that don't understand what I'm trying to say right now in this podcast, you got the full phone and you like, oh my gosh, it keeps saying you must delete, must upgrade, and you just keep hitting decline, decline. Hey, can I use your phone to take a picture? You ever been out with somebody and they like, I don't got no storage space on my phone, so can I use your phone to take a picture and then can you send it to me on the gram because I can't get any text messages? Because you don't have the storage. You're backed up. You need to clean it out, update the cloud, upgrade your device. Like create
file system together.
These niggas full of shit. I got them in my house. Oh, I've missed you, HSP. Oh my gosh, yes. But how can I? Okay, you already told us how we could support you. So yes, girl, I felt that. Like I don't want to think. I don't even want to think about you. Like I just don't like. That's lazy. Don't do that.
That be another thing. This is the last thing I'm gonna say. We're gonna move on to the next segment. When it come about thinking about things, like people really have a lot of audacity to even think that you're a thought running through my mind. I'm living rent free in your head and ain't no vacancies over here. I'm not thinking about you. So don't flatter yourself ever and think that you're ever on my mind, especially if you're not in my life on a day-to-day basis. You think I'll be losing sleep about you at night? Please. When it's time to go to bed, if I could take this head off my body and put it to rest, I would every single night. Like Frankenstein, just put it on the desk. When it's time for me to wake back up, I put it back on.
Thinking about you, and when you really find out I'll be on your mind like that, like you can't even mind your business because you trying to mind mine. Damn, like never mind. Like what? Nah, I feel you on that. Don't ask me what I think. What you think about my song? I don't think. Like I'm not thinking. Like ain't nobody thinking about you. Goodness gracious. I've been thinking about you. Okay. So moving on. We have Women's Spotlight.
Yes.
Okay. Who we got today, sis?
So today we have Halle Bailey. She just gave birth to her son. So congratulations to her.
Woo! Shout out to Halo. Shout out to DDG.
Yes, yes. Wishing the baby and them a beautiful new year, all those good things. So that was so beautiful to see.
Did you see the rumors before? Like, did you think she was really pregnant?
I saw the rumors, but like I said, enough thoughts up here for me to be worried about what somebody else got going on.
Yeah.
If they came out and told us, they came out and told us. If they didn't, they didn't. Like that's their business at the end of the day. But
I don't know.
I didn't care much about it to think if she was pregnant or was not pregnant. It just is what it is.
I don't know why our culture in media, I don't know if it's the United States, but we're just so obsessed with other people's business. And obviously when social media was created, that's where it all started. It's like, I don't even remember what it was like to not know what nobody had going on. I used to just feel like I was in my world, just doing my thing. Like people were in the present moment. That's why ain't nobody present, because of social media. I felt like you had like, if we had no internet and we right in our life right now, you would be where you are and I'd be where I am. I wouldn't be on the internet probably thinking about, oh, this is what they doing in Texas. This is what they doing in, Dubai. This is what they doing in whatever. So I feel like it kind of messed us up to really enjoy, like you said, like the moment. Like you can't focus on your kids. You got people more worried about their kid. Like, why are you waking up every day talking about, you think she pregnant? You think she's not pregnant? It's like, I don't care that much. You know, like
Mm-hmm.
it comes, but I don't really care that much. Like people, or even if they say something like Drake said this ASAP Rocky and Rihanna in one of his songs, like, and it's just like, okay, yeah, I get it, music culture, but I just feel like we just celebrate life and love. We just too obsessed. These babies don't have no identity yet. They don't know nothing. Y'all want to see them so bad. It's scary. Like, can't keep nothing for yourself these days. So yeah, congrats to DDG and Haley. I think they're such a beautiful couple. I wonder if they're gonna be YouTubing, you know, if they're gonna just start a little YouTube family channel or anything like that. But shout out to them. You know, I'm a lover. I love that for them. They're so dope and they're so cute. Like, and they gotta stop coming for DDG. I love him, his music, everything. They be always talking junk that he broke. He is not broke. He's getting some YouTube money, just like we getting YouTube money. You feel? Yes, so we got about about 8 to our commercial break. We gotta get some commercials during these breaks. Brought to you by
We
Tide.
do sponsors.
Yep, Tide Water coming soon. You want to get into
Hello.
the song of the week, or do you just what you want to do?
We can go to the song of the week, and then we're gonna go to our commercial break, and then
Okay.
finish up.
Okay.
So my song of the week was from the woman, the myth, the legend, Nicki Minaj, Beep Beep, off of her Pink Friday 2 album. First of all, the album is fire. That's that Nicki that I've been wanting, and we got it.
Mm.
So let me think of my favorite line from Beep Beep. Oh, is that you talking to me? Is that deep when niggas get their jaw broke? Is that teeth? Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Yo,
Is it?
when
If
you
I don't even know you exist, is that beef?
yo, it's plant-based.
Hello.
You know what I'm
What's
saying?
your song of the week?
Oh my gosh, I'm not gonna hold you. I'm torn. I have two. I have the one that I have on this list. And I
Mm-hmm.
thought about another one.
So
Oh,
talk about both then.
okay, cool. So thank you. So 21 Savage Red Rum. Oh, he just dropped his album American Dream. I love 21, 21, 21, 21. He is so fire. The album starts off with a story. I think it's his mom and her UK accent. And then it goes on to his song American Dream, but then Red Rum, it's like red rum, red rum, red rum, red rum, red rum. Yeah, I see it. It's red rum. I was like, oh, it's like, dang, because it's murder backwards. I was like, the video fire, he got the braids now. I was like, it's just the energy and the tone. Like, you got to put that on when you get in the whip. It's that hood little bounce. Like, I love it. Like, it's savage. Like I can't explain it. I just listened to it for the first time yesterday and I was running. You know, when you got one of the ones you just keep running it back, like how we was running
Mm-hmm.
rock back, like I was running back, running back, running back. But yeah, shout out to 21 Savage, American Dream. I gotta get through the rest of the album. My second song is oh my gosh, hold on. Okay, so my second song, I was like, I gotta figure out too for copyright issues, like if we can because I've seen other people, put music, in their podcast, and I guess they flag it or they don't. But yeah, Cash Doll, she got a song called Power. She just dropped a video for it.
Yes.
Jay,
Hold
this
on. The one part that got me, she was like some y'all should be ashamed of yourself. But when she talked through her teeth, if I was you, I'd be ashamed of me. Who are you? You ashamed of me?
oh
But I
my.
can tell, like the way she said it, I felt ashamed. If I was you, I'd be ashamed of me.
Yo, I was like, you could just tell because they took the Kanye beat, the power beat, and they flipped it.
Yeah.
Love how they flipped it. I was like, oh my goodness, this is just the bounce because it's like it was just a different tempo. It was so Detroit, and she just sitting
Mhm.
looking like a fly bird, with all them feathers, like like laid up on the lamb chop, and she was like, I'm in my bag and he got a Birkin. Something, but the nigga ain't working. I was like, oh, like she was snapping. Like she didn't miss a bar. I was like, oh, and
Yeah.
what I loved about it, she just did a deal with OnlyFans. Somebody was trying to come for her on the internet. It was like, is Cash Doll broke? She got to make a OnlyFans because she was on BMF. And they was like, no, she did a deal with them. So what she did with that video, she released it exclusively on OnlyFans for the first 24 to 48 hours. So I was like, that's genius, because she was like, she want to come to OnlyFans and make it something different. She don't want it to be based on feet videos and shaking ass. And I ain't never been on OnlyFans, but I've seen all types of pimping is up there, prostitution. I don't know what's going on OnlyFans, but I thought that was a creative way to kind of bait your audience to see who are my real day ones. Are you going to come pay to watch the video early, like owning your audience and kind of taking out the middleman, And then when it was, I didn't even know by the time I heard it on YouTube, I was just like, I ran that joint back. I had to keep running it back. So it was like to see a female rapping like that. Cash Doll is nice. Like I pray she is one female rapper. I don't know if we've mentioned her in any of our other podcasts, but shout out to her. I want to work with her. Detroit, she's a vibe. Shout out Tracy T. Shout out their son, Cashton. Like, I'm glad girl. That was the energy. I was like, yeah.
Girl, yes. And then when she switched the flow and she was like, bitches go cricket when cash come out. Your diamonds don't hit till the flash come out. I am that bitch for real, for real.
I was like, no, well, check the cadence. Like, yo, I was like, I wish if they had the studio footage, it's like you could feel that she knows she that bitch. Like, I like that. Top that. Like, if you gonna say it, say it. You know what I'm saying? Like, her confidence. Because even just now, I felt Cash Doll coming right through you. Like,
I'm like, this girl cricket when cash come out. I am that bitch for real, for real. Girl, yes.
Flash come out. I was like, like, come on, I'm ready. Like, early. And I love that she dropped January. It's like, what's up? Where everybody at? Come on, y'all. Super Bowl coming up, Usher. Oh gosh, can't even. Oh my God. Woo. Like Usher, he's my favorite male singer. So like, baby, like, yo, he got everything: pop, R&B, rap. Loving This Club. You said
Nice and Slow and New Flame.
Okay, I would go Lovers and Friends. Tell me again.
Hey.
Tell me again, can we be lovers and friends? I would do Peace Up, A-Town Down. I would do Yeah, Yeah, Yeah. Gotta do that. And what else? Oh my gosh, Usher. I don't want to say my boo.
We got a few seconds before our commercial break.
The whole Confessions album. I don't know.
Okay.
All right, we're going to go to our commercial break, guys. We'll be back. Stay tuned. HSP, like, subscribe, turn on your post notifications. Follow Taz Tikoon Tahjai.
Oh, shit.
Welcome back to HSP, the Hood Sistas Podcast.
We need sound effects.
Yeah, we do. We need some like the Joe Budden. New Joe Budden. Oh no, I'm sorry. Is that how you do it? Or is it new Rory and Maul? I probably messed that up. But y'all know what I'm trying to say. I want customized ones. Like Tycoon. That's nice. That's cute. That's cute. Yeah. Shout out to Tide Water. Stay fly. Stay in the sky. Never dry. Dripping Tide Water. You dig something in the water. Make sure you stay hydrated. So we are about to hop into our heavy hitter quitter. Solitude versus loneliness.
So I guess we can start off by saying, what is your definition of solitude and what is your definition of loneliness?
For me, I feel like I am in a process of going through and understanding the difference now. I don't think that I did prior to. Solitude, I feel like loneliness, there's variations of that, right? Loneliness, I think, is a feeling of a person feeling lonely, but you could be alone and not feel lonely. You know what I mean? So I think that there's a way to kind of break that down first and foremost. Like I could be alone, but I don't feel lonely at all. So that's a huge difference in regards to that context. But if we're talking about loneliness, It's like you wanting other people to be around. If I had to compare alone and solitude, I feel like you can experience from something that was told to me that you can have solitude while being in the presence of other people, but you can't be alone in the presence of other people. But you can be lonely in the presence of other people. And that's like a weird juxtaposition when you think about it like that. Like that's really deep. Like I could be lonely in a group full of people, but I can only be alone when I'm by myself, but I can have solitude while I'm with people and I can have solitude while I'm by myself. I think solitude is more like, what I don't want to do. I don't want to butcher it. What I'm assuming, I'm gonna give you my definition before I look it up, but I feel like solitude is being in the comfort of yourself, like being one with yourself. And that doesn't necessarily mean that you have to be alone in a way or isolated from people, but just being present with yourself, like bliss in the silence, not needing to be around anybody, just being okay with whatever it is that's going on. Um, and just in your own frequency, like if people see you, they're not bothering. If you do come across people, it's like I'm in my own zone. Like so, and you can kind of read the body language of a person. I feel like you could tell like either doesn't want to be bothered, like they're kind of to themselves. I feel like that feeling when you're around somebody, like they kind of seem to themselves. I feel like that's a person trying to be in their solitude. Like I know I'm around, but I'm kind of like tucked away. I'm not alone. I see you, but that's my definition of solitude and loneliness. What's yours before I actually look up the literal definition?
So for me, I feel like solitude is being at peace by yourself, like finding comfort in your own space and your own peace of mind. And when I think of loneliness, I feel like loneliness is when you seek companionship. Like you feel lonely because you need to be around someone else or you want to be around someone else. So that'll be my definition of the two.
Mm, okay. Well, let's see what Webster or Google is defining solitude as. So the definition of solitude is a noun. And it says the state or situation of being alone. Wow. A lonely or uninhabited place. She favored her few hours of freedom and solitude, the state or situation of being alone. Okay, so define alone. That's crazy. I thought it was actually a little different. Alone, having no one else present. So solitude is having no one else present and being alone. As I've heard some people say, I don't need to be alone. I just need solitude. But are they synonyms then? Are we just saying, you know what I'm saying? Because by definition, they both sound like the same thing. I've literally heard someone say before, hey, I don't want to be alone. I just need some solitude. And then it's just like, okay.
I think what they're referring to is like relationship wise. Like when they're speaking of being alone, they're saying I don't need to be alone. Like I don't need to be by myself. I can be with someone in a relationship and I can still have solitude.
Mm,
That's what I'm thinking of. Because you can be with someone in a relationship and you're not alone, but you can also take time for yourself and have your own solitude.
like literally alone in a sense, like you're in a long distance relationship or someone's traveling.
Mhm.
That's alone.
Yeah.
Okay, that makes sense. That makes sense. I mean, you know what's interesting? I mean, I think a lot of times in relationships, if you define those words differently, you can get a misunderstanding of your partner, right? If it's just like,
Hmm.
"Well, I want solitude or I want to be alone," and it's just like you think you're giving a person what they asked for because of what you define that word to be. So I think just how we
Hmm.
like, what's your definition? What's my definition? What is the definition? I think that's like a healthy exercise to make sure people are on the same page because you may ask your partner for something and they'd be like, I gave you that, but that's not what I thought that was. I think that that's
Mhm.
it's a really good way of breaking things down. I enjoyed that. Um, but yeah, do you feel like that's your personality type and stuff? Oh, go ahead.
Oh, you can go ahead and finish.
Your personality type and style, like, do you feel like you like solitude and being alone more than being in the company of others?
Yeah, I feel like I'm just really introverted into myself. So when it comes to being around people for a long period of time, I get drained very quickly. And I used to, more so recently, I used to think like something was wrong with me because I felt like I could be around people and then I just like literally I don't want to talk no more. I don't want to be around people no more. But I just really saying I'm used to being by myself, but I'm used to being in the comfort of my own space. That it takes extra effort for me to oops, it takes extra effort for me to be around people for a long period of time, like to be social, to be outgoing, like that's really a process for me. Like I have to work myself up to be in social settings or mentally prepare myself because especially if it's not people that I'm around on the day-to-day basis, like if it's just you and me or you, me and my like our immediate family, I don't have no problem being in social settings, but when it comes to being around people I'm not used to talking to on a day-to-day basis, I have to mentally work myself up to prepare for those interactions. So another thing about myself is my social battery runs out really quick. So like when I feel like it's time for me to go, like my energy just goes down. And I try to be mindful of it because I don't want to come off as like standoffish. But when I'm ready to go, I'm ready to go. Because I can't be in those settings or anymore because you're gonna see it and you're gonna feel it. And I don't want to be fake around people, but it's just like it has nothing to do with you personally. I'm just wrapped out.
Mm,
I don't want to talk anymore.
depleted,
Yeah.
drained.
Mm-hmm.
Man, no, I feel you on that. Like when you go places, just observing, not exerting too much energy. I don't really feel tired a lot these days because I feel like I preserve a lot of my energy when I go out. And when you give out too much of it, you just be tired as hell, hungry,
Yeah.
talk too much, you work up an appetite, you just shut up, you get hungry. like for real. I do, but I be wrapped out too. Like, I do enjoy my solitude a lot more. I feel like, as I've gotten older, I'm not as social, or I don't have the desire to be as social. I'm very picky, very selective, and meticulous with who I do approach, um, and what the intent is. I'm not just looking for just new energies in my life. I don't need all of that. I'm looking for a lot of business right now. So, but even with that, you got to be able to vet that energy, like, and I like to kind of just go out, network a lot, and then retreat and be in solitude for some time. I need the balance of it. Like I just, yeah, it's like a good system and flow for me. So say I'll go out for like a week, I'm networking. I'm like, all right, I've been around people too much for the next 2 weeks. I'm laying low. I'm charging back up. I'll come back. So I
Mm-hmm.
spend a lot more time in solitude than I do with others. So my ratio is more like a 80-20 or even like a 90-10. So I think that's
Mm-hmm.
why I'm healthy. I'm okay. Your laughs are your reaction. You need to do a reaction channel. I keep telling you, like, I don't understand what's so funny. But that's why I'm so healthy, because I take care of myself and I preserve my energy. There's vampires and leeches out here just sucking the life out of you.
Girl.
Suck the nigga so got the cash app. Like, but yeah, loneliness versus solitude. And then being also, I think too, it's an art to being alone. A lot of people cannot do it. It ain't for everybody. Some people need to call somebody. Cause I also too feel like if you are alone physically and you're always on the phone, I don't think you're alone. Because you all
Mm-hmm.
have the conversation of somebody. There's some people that's always got to be on the phone, always watching something, listening to something. Can you really be, when I say alone or solitude, I think that one thing I forgot to mention is just nothing, no music, no TV, no distractions. It's just you and your thoughts. Can you sit and think about who you are and get to know yourself, face those ugly truths, like really look at yourself in the mirror, address, take accountability, like sit with that. Because if you hear too much noise, you're not gonna really get to know who you are. And I think solitude is where you get to know who you are. That's an even better definition. I get to know me. Because I gotta, like, if I was to have an intimate setting, like talking to you right now, this is me and you. Solitude is me and me. What's up with you? How you been? Talking to yourself, I love when you do that. Because I feel like when you do that, it's just like this confirmation. That shit was deep.
How are
Yeah.
you pointing out all of my reactions right now?
It's just because the way I love how you react. Like, I just love your reactions. It's so random. I can't help it. But no, like solitude is where this is a bar. This is where I get to know you. Solitude is where I get to know me. Like, what? That's just deep. Like, reverse it, like erase the definition. Like, put that there. Like, take on. But yes, that's all I got for that.
I was going to say, what do you do when it's your time for your solitude? What do you enjoy doing?
Like, if it's not me being in silence, like if it's just me enjoying time by myself,
Mm-hmm.
oh, I would like to watch a good interview, podcast, a good vlog, have a cup of lavender matcha with oat milk warm, maybe some shortbread cookies. Some Lorna Doone. Why are you laughing?
I don't know why, just the lavender matcha oat milk warms, shortbread cookie. Like you are describing a dessert right now. What are you doing with it? Are you laying down? Are you like enjoying this beverage and cookies while you're watching the interview?
Yes.
Oh,
This is
okay.
my setup, okay? I'm lighting a candle, warm bath, yoga. I like to do things like that in my solitude, work on some music. Like those would be the great things that would allow me not to have to leave the house or anything like that. Laugh at watch something funny, catch up on a series, watch Power, Raising Canaan, or read a good book, like play basketball. Very simple things, like not even anything expensive. Like that's a good time to me. Like, or take a trip, go somewhere nice. See an art
Mhm.
gallery or something. Go to a live show, listen to some live music. Like, no, that's not solitude. That's me going out the house. So erase everything I just said. Just stick to what I said at first.
Okay. Those are good ones. I would say solitude for me is not thinking, like just sitting there and just letting my brain be empty.
Man,
Like, girl, not a thought in the world. You ever watched a TV show and like they go to like a white room and nothing's in there?
oh yes, I know that room. It's like
That's how blank I wanted to be in my head. That's my definition of
I'm
solitude. I'm just not thinking about nothing. It's just empty. I might be watching one of my favorite shows. Like right now, it's How to Get Away with Murder, or I'll probably be watching or listening to a podcast. I've been listening to a lot of podcasts lately about mental health, about spirituality, about God, stuff like that. So those kind of been my solitude lately. I got what's it called? The Kindle app for my phone. So I've been reading this book on the Kindle app now. I'm trying to finish that. So reading. Honestly, when I get up and do my routine in the morning, so my routine is I wake up, I do my Bible study, I do my prayer, I journal, and then I read. I do all of that before I do anything else. That's like been my go-to routine. And it just be so quiet up here. And I feel like because I'm doing that, like my day flows a lot better because I'm like starting it on a peaceful note. I'm not waking up rushing to get ready for work. I'm not rushing out the door or anything like that. It just starts very calm up here. I do my prayer, my Bible study, and then when I flow throughout my day, I just feel in more control. I don't feel like life is happening to me. It's more so I'm taking control of life. Because I feel like sometimes like when you run behind, or for me example, when I run behind going to work or I'm rushing, I feel like, oh my gosh, I got to get to work. It's like, it doesn't feel like 1,000 things I have to do as soon as I wake up. I just feel more in control of my day. So that's how solitude would be for me.
And you said that was prayer, reading, journaling. What was
Yeah. So I do my Bible study, I pray, I journal, and then I read.
mm. Wow, how long you been on this? Has been all this year?
Mm-hmm.
Congratulations. I love that for you. Yeah, I love that for you. That is consistent. I was gonna say, when you do that, do you feel like you're getting closer to that white space?
Yeah,
Like,
that's what I'm saying. It feels so peaceful. Like in my head, it feels so blank. Like I'm not thinking about too much. If I'm thinking about anything, it's probably about what I probably just read in the Bible, trying to process it more. But I feel like I'm more clear and I'm more level headed when I just take time for myself in the morning and I take the initiative to pray and do my Bible study. So make time with God too.
mm, I love that for you. That is so beautiful. I needed to hear that because routine is like I kind of been taking my routines by the week. It's like one week I'll be like, go to the gym all week, go to play basketball all week, or this week you're gonna get up and read, or you're gonna pray. Because I feel like I feel defeated sometimes when I can't accomplish everything I set out to do. So when I get the
Mm-hmm.
feeling or the rhythm of what it feels like to consistently do one of those things, when it's time to put it all together, it's like, oh, you know what it feels like to do the studio all week. And it's worked for me. It's like my new way. I did it for like weeks straight. I picked a different task every week to focus on. And right now I'm piecing it together. It's also now you know what it's like to do a song. I think once you don't get that one day done, you feel defeated and you're like, I'm not gonna try it. But once you get the rhythm of it, I'm like, oh, I did that for a week straight. So it's like a new way to kind of reverse my like how you do your 5 things in the morning to set your morning off.
Yeah.
Now like how can I put it all together and add up my day? I feel like it's been a good way to tackle my time management and my scheduling. And that's really all it is. And then sometimes if my day needs to be geared towards one thing more than the other, like let's say one day you needed to just focus on just Bible study, cool, then maybe the next day you just focus, like even if I gotta break it down, I'll make it like, well, it's gonna be a music day today. If I can't do anything, it's gonna be a basketball day today. You know, I might just extend the life of what I'm doing. So um that's been pretty proactive for me. So yeah. Cool. I love what you do in your solitude and loneliness, and I'm proud of you. Like, this is exciting.
Thank you.
Yes. So what we got next?
Up next, we have Memory Lane. So one memory, because it is almost Nana's day. Um, we had took her to Hibachi for her birthday, and I remember when we were ordering, we were ordering drinks. They came around and asked us what we wanted, and I had ordered some like I don't know. I ordered some alcohol drink. It was like mango Long Island or something. Nana was like, "Ooh, I want a mango Long Island. Get me one of those too." And me and he was looking at Nana like, you know, she has medical conditions, and we were like, "Nana, I don't know if you can drink that. Maybe you can give you a little bit or something." Because we don't want you, lit around here and you walk around and everything. But that was one of my favorite memories of Nana that I thought of.
Yeah, that was her the last birthday we spent with her. It was so
Hmm.
random because I think we were trying to coordinate what should we do and thinking about the places we could take her. I think we were trying to take her to the aquarium. And I think we were like, all right, let's do a house party for Nana, like you said, because of her medical conditions. So we picked the hibachi spot. We had been there before. And I do remember that. And then she looked at the menu after you said that. She had said, what about a Bahama Mama? And I was like, yo, what's up with you? Like, Anna was like, it's time to turn up. Like, what we doing? So I think she took a little taste. She was like, ugh, that's an acquired taste. Like, she ain't like it. She paid for it or whatever she did. And we had them sing happy birthday. We took those pictures.
Hmm.
That was like our first time ever doing anything like that with Nana. So I'm so happy that we have that as one of our last memories. And then we went back home with our hibachi and we did a house party. Nana was sitting on the couch just looking at the TV and we turned the music all the way up on the Beats pill, playing
Hmm.
Sierra, dancing on the couches. Nana, and then like I remember that in the vlog that we did out on that part on goodies, you know, when Petey Pablo was just like, uh, bada boom, bada bang, you know how I do. Like he said something like that.
Mhm.
And I remember we were on a couch and you were just like, you may look at me. And you were just bent over doing your thing. And then I laughed and I looked at Nana and I said, ha, you know how I do. And then I was like, ha, you know how you do. And she said it right back to me in the vlog. It is the cutest thing ever. And then you pulled up on the electric scooter. Like, yo, that video is hilarious. So yeah, go check that out on the Tasmanian Show YouTube channel if you want to see us partying with Nana. That was because we did the breakfast with mommy and auntie too, right? Like
Mhm.
that was a fun time. Yes, yes. 1, 2, 3. Shout out to Nana. Yep, yep. Can't believe it's been a year. It does not even feel like it. Feel like yesterday.
Nope.
Yeah, but I know she's gonna be proud seeing her granddaughters doing this. Family
Hey
legacy,
now.
family bonding time. So yes, that was a really fun time. Like I said, go check that blog out. All right, fingertips. So my fingertips for today, I have, that famous quote when they're like, when you point one finger, you have four pointing right back at you. I feel like before you're quick, yeah, you see that.
Before you go into that though, is it really four pointing back at you? Because the thumb is pointing this way as well.
Well, my thumb is, I don't know if why, because I can actually tuck my thumb, but like,
I mean, it's still not pointing at you though.
yes, it is. Look,
I'm saying when you're thinking about the fingers that are pointing back, these are
okay,
like curved back towards your hand.
yeah, I think they were just trying to let it slide. Like, when you
Oh, okay.
but if you want to get technical, technically, no. Yeah.
Look at-
But, I mean, we're talking about fingertips. So like when you think about it, it's like these are really fingertips. But yes, before you're quick to judge someone else, take a look in the mirror to see if you actually see. I'm sorry, let me run that back. Before you're quick to judge someone else, take a look in the mirror to see if you're actually judging yourself. I have noticed in my time in solitude and getting to know myself better that when I've gotten extremely frustrated with a situation, I don't get frustrated often. I
We
thought,
don't.
the head drop, Jay. You dropped that head. If you go back and
I'm
watch
sorry. I didn't want to yawn like that.
the head drop was, it was so aggressive. I was like, did I say something funny? Like, I didn't know. But yeah, man, he made me lose my daggone train of thought. Um, oh yeah, so I've noticed if I've ever gotten frustrated with somebody or it was a misunderstanding, I always try to figure out what is it? Like I try to get to the root of why we didn't click or whatever the issue was. And sometimes when I get to the root of it, it's what I dislike in the situation or in that person in that moment is really a reflection of what I dislike in myself. And it's irritated me. But I think it takes a high level of self-awareness and consciousness to be able to see yourself from a bird's eye view, to be able to be like, damn, like I do exactly what you did. And I think what ends up happening is I'm frustrated with an older version of myself. So I'm talking to you and I'm like, why are you acting like that? And I'm like, yo, I was just doing that a month ago. So my fingertip would just to be like, before you get so quick to get heated or agitated or to write somebody off, sit with the situation for a minute and see how you can relate. I try to see myself in what is frustrating me. Like, why don't I like this? Have I done this anywhere before? And then an example will come up and I'm like, yo, I'm really mad at me. I'm mad that you're doing things I used to do, but it's more personal. So it takes a deep level of looking inside yourself. So yeah, I would just implore more people to, um, before you judge someone else and you feel so cold, like wholeheartedly, like I don't like that person, I ain't dealing with that person. Check yourself, compare yourself to them. If you're gonna do anything, if you're gonna judge them, judge you and them. Because like you might as well throw yourself in the mix too. You know what I'm saying? So that's just my fingertip for the week. Um, yeah, what do you think?
To to veggie back off of what you just said, I would say sometimes when I feel like I'm judging someone, I realize that I probably haven't healed from something that they're doing. So
Mm,
in a sense, they're triggering me, and then I realize like, ooh, I haven't healed from that. Like for example, if someone, I feel like someone is always late, or someone is just wasting my time. In the past, I probably was dealing with someone who was always late, always like not showing up on time, and I never healed that part or whatever that situation was with me in the past. So now when I see it in someone else and it's affecting me again, I realize I haven't healed from that.
mm,
So I feel like a lot of times when we judge people, it's a lot of projections and a lot of unhealed situations or trauma that we probably haven't brought to the forefront.
mm. That is deep. I ain't even, that's a whole nother perspective I didn't even think of. It's so like it's so many. That's why I said seeing yourself from a bird's eye view. I feel like we just look at this level, but you really got to step outside yourself. Like Sims, like you love Sims. Step outside,
Yeah.
put yourself up, put yourself here, and be like, okay, what was she doing in that situation? Like, yeah, that was a great veggie back. I enjoyed that. Delicious. Like,
Well,
oh,
I think this brings us to our first 2024 episode of HSP. So thank you guys for tuning in today for Hood Sistas Podcast. Y'all can catch us every Monday as long as we are consistent. And we will see you next week. Be sure to follow us on all social media at Hood Sistas Podcast. And we will see you in the next episode.
thank you so much, guys. Happy New Year. Stay blessed. No stress. Happy Kobe year. God bless you all. Like, yeah.
All right now.